Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are focusing in on one of the core and key concepts of a covert narcissist, and that is their ability to sabotage. To sabotage is a very interesting word, concept, and dynamic. Those others who are also borderline and psychopathic will also engage in this emotional manipulative type of behavior, which is called sabotage. And I think many of you will relate to and understand and be able to identify this as it has occurred in your relationships that are causing you quite a bit of problem, chaos, disordered thinking, cognitive dissonance, and being really a source of crippling to you, either emotionally, physically, financially, the whole gamut. You found yourself in a relationship with an individual, and you now feel resourceless, or you now feel befuddled, confused. Why is this behavior occurring? What is it that I have done to perpetrate this? What is it about me that I can do to change? So oftentimes people internalize this sabotaging behavior and feel that they are pinpointed, targeted, and scapegoated for a weakness when they incur this sort of treatment. And we're going to really dive in deep here. And much love to all of the viewers at Peace and Harmony. Shout out to Kat in Australia. Thank you so much for your viewership, and I'm so glad you've been able to find a resource and knowledge and tool of understanding, discussion, and support here on the channel. So much love to all my international viewers as we reach out to you here from the US. And I really want to go into some more of the language and help you identify some of the emotional manipulation. And if we look at the very core, which really embodies quite a bit of sabotage, and that is really to understand what the word means. So I'm going to look at the vocabulary as being a psychology major, an English major, and master's in education. I have an affinity with words. I love words. Words are so important, and they mean so much, as well as do images. And so to that tune, I really want to dive in deep on understanding sabotage, what it looks like, what it feels like, how to identify, and how to protect yourself. So sabotage means to deliberately destroy, damage, or obstruct something, especially for political or military advantage. To vandalize, to wreck, to damage, to destroy, to cripple, to impair, incapacitate. The act of sabotaging something or someone. And the word sabotage comes from the root saboter, which means to kick with sabots, to willfully destroy. And sabot is a French sort of large wooden shoe. And so basically, to someone is trying to kick you, hurt you, willfully, take you down, impair your functioning. Sabotage also means to befuddle. Sabot is also a type of bullet as well in previous times. So it also comes from the French sabot, which means to fuddle, to muddle, to make unclear. So in other words, to mess up and muddle somebody's plans. And it originally had a military context. So as you can understand, back in the days, many generations and years ago, things weren't, before the Industrial Revolution, there was war, there were fighting over lands, resources, etc. So one would try to sabotage the enemy or the other so that they could, rape and pillage towns, etc. So this is not a history lesson, but I want you to understand the root of sabotage. And the covert narcissist will deliberately hurt in a number of ways. One is the negative validation, or not giving you fulfillment of your needs. So that is a way to sabotage you. It's like starvation. It's like emotional anorexia. It's like not giving of attention. The skin needs attention. People need affection to continue their life. It affects the cellular metabolism. If you've ever had a massage, you know how you relax. Your body fills with endorphins. You begin to have these pleasurable sensations, the release of serotonin and dopamine. And without getting into a science lesson, let's just equate it to everyday realistic results, is that you feel better. You think more clearly, you de-stress, you decompress, You don't feel that same sort of hecticness, chaos. Everything seems to fall into place and you can think more clearly. Now, the act of sabotaging from a covert narcissist can take many forms. The withdrawing of attention, the withdrawing of guidance, the withdrawing of physical affection, withdrawal of being supportive, financially supportive, keeping a lot of information away from you. So they can sabotage you by not giving you, cluing you into things that you need to know, keeping you in the dark, keeping you in a corner, keeping you shut out of, situations or other experiences that would benefit you, but specifically targeting you to try to, so that you're not in contact with the information resources that you need. And oftentimes they're very well aware of this, but they will refuse giving in that manner so that it can be basically more for themselves, or more time, attention, energy, etc. And so this sabotaging can then be internalized, and the defense mechanisms become then internalized or impressed upon the subconscious mind. And so this becomes mirrored back in a person's behavior of how they treat themselves. So we hear about self-sabotaging behavior. That when you become chaotic, disorganized, you can't pass the grades, you don't have the discipline, you fall in with the wrong crowd who sabotages you, you make mistakes, you foul up, you don't believe in yourself, you sabotage yourself financially, sabotage yourself physically, overeating, undereating, doing a lot of drinking, drugging, things of this nature. Self-sabotaging, right when, in business, people self-sabotage. This comes out a lot in their business profession, where they're replaying the very acts that were done unto them. And we see this self-limiting, self-sabotaging behavior. Not taking responsibility, not taking accountability, not going for the raise, not going for the promotion, not believing in yourself, not feeling you can go there, not feeling like you have the backing and support. And so this will then cause people to fall back because of self-sabotaging behavior, self-sabotaging thought patterns, self-sabotaging physical patterns, behavioral patterns. Where people will give up too soon. They won't believe in themselves. They'll quit too early. They won't give it, they won't give it what's required. They won't keep themselves on track. They will self-sabotage themselves. And then so this becomes a real repetition of them, people who they surround themselves with. And furthermore, what does sabotage really look like? So I hope you see the connection between sabotage from a covert narcissist and how it becomes self-sabotage behavior. Because that's very much a direct correlation. And, what are some other sabotaging behaviors? Where the covert narcissist doesn't give you what you need, so you have to beg, plead, and cajole them to open up. You have to constantly drop everything that you're doing to attend to them. What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you guiding me? Am I not worth it? Are you okay? Why are you drinking yourself to death? Why are you eating yourself to death? Why are you traveling yourself to death? Why are you working yourself to death? I mean, it becomes a point then where the individual then, to try to adapt to this basically toxin in their life, or this toxic person, they develop the defense mechanisms or the increased immunity to the harm that they're causing by attending to them more than is necessary. They will tend to over-obligate themselves, make a martyr of themselves, then stay in situations that aren't beneficial for them because they don't know how to have the emotional legs underneath them, the self-support that's required to say, wow, that is really harmful to me. I'm going to exit now. Or I'm going to, when someone calls me by this name, I'm not going to put up with that. That's a red flag, and I know how to deal with that right away. The idea that, this is not tolerable, this is not going to fly, rather than allowing people to absorb a lot of that negative and toxic energy from other people who try to then sabotage and attract future narcissists. You're basically becoming easy prey, easy kill, quote unquote, to these other narcissists and psychopaths once you have been bred to be basically that support martyr, self-annihilating, altruistic, sort of personality that, will give up everything of yours that you should have rightful ownership to, namely your happiness, namely your joy, namely your peace. This is all emotional real estate. These are all valuable locations. Peace, harmony, happiness, joy, inner beauty, inner strength, wisdom, the ability to find solutions, find ideas, make connections, be creative. This is part of your divine right, your divine existence. But this connection, which is inherent in the child or inherent in the individual who is entering into a relationship, is trusting the law of exchange, and then they find that they are sabotaged, through this behavior, it becomes very difficult to identify and then, bounce back. So what are some more ideas of what sabotage looks like? The negative attention. They are cutting themselves. Of course, you have to go running and drop everything to attend to them. They're making a lot of loud noises, dropping things, throwing things, slamming things. Here, I have to drop everything and attend to you. Drop everything and attend to you. It's all about you. What are you screaming about? What are you crying about? What are you complaining about? Again, you see this abandon of yourself for them. Abandon of yourself for them. This is really how the initial roles get set up between a narcissist and their supply and target. If you'll find that this is how they break you down, they will not stop until they get their win, their goal, their objective. You're basically in your wake. I mean, that's just how far they will go, and it's illogical, nonsensical, cruel, and inhumane. But this is how they will do. And basically, then the finger pointing, well, you only have yourself to blame because you're focusing on the wrong things. Why is this important to you? This should be important to you. So that not only do they set you up to fail, but they berate you for failing for the very things that they put into place. So it's like a complete lack of accountability and guidance, love, and attention. And really sort of, human, it seems like it should be an inner human common sense, but if you have a heightened sense of self-superiority, an insatiable need to overpower and control people, coupled with a lack of empathy, you're putting some ingredients into this person here, which this is basically what they're made of. Sugar and spice and everything nice, not necessarily what you're going to find in the narcissist. What might you find? Self-importance, neglect, alcoholism, abandonment, selfish fantasies. I mean, these are the things that are going to make them and then keep them basically in their castle. And yet you always want to treat somebody as a king, as a queen, because that is part of love, is to respect, honor, and obey. Yet, this oftentimes comes at a price, and that price oftentimes is self-destruction. And then we see the self-destructive, here comes a whole nother, legacy of negativity and a chain of reaction. So that's why you have to understand the energetic field, the energetic feelings, and the cells and how that gives information to your cellular level. The, oxygen as it works, between your cells and oxygenates and gives energy and life force, and why you don't feel energetic, why you don't feel positive, why you don't feel enthusiastic, is because your life force is basically taken outside of its natural metabolism. This is very, very important to attend to and realize, and to eradicate your self-sabotaging ways. Identify how it is now. Identify what those self-sabotaging ways are. Identify those sabotaging people. Realize when this sabotage is taking place, have nothing to do with it, because your life is too short, and they will keep going to try to overwhelm, conquer, and cajole you into feeling like they are right and you are wrong. You will always find that especially the narcissist is always going to believe that they're right and everybody else is wrong. You don't have a chance to stand up against the narcissist. If you like a good challenge, find something else to develop in yourself. That is the true challenge. Learn how to eat well. Learn how to drink well. Learn how to exercise. Learn how to live well. Pursue your interests. Pursue, different mentors and people who are good role models. Learn about them. Read biographies. Find someone in your local community who is an outstanding individual. Someone who is really miraculous. Someone either of miraculous talent, kindness, benevolence, philanthropy, whatever that they have done. Find a truly extraordinary individual. In fact, I challenged you to find the mentor, like I discussed in the Recovery Journal. Find that person. Study about them. Some of my favorite people to study about is W. Clement Stone. He is one of the most inspiring, and he's kind of like my role model mentor in many ways. He wrote the book of Power of Positive Thinking. He was very influential with the book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. He started one of the largest corporations for insurance in the world, which is Aon, and insurance brokerages now, which is over 100 years old. He began that selling insurance policies, accident policies, when he was 5 years old in the streets of Chicago, going, door to door, booth to booth in restaurants, selling these little accident policies. And he, when he was 5 years old, and he was a man of vision, determination, patience, and perseverance. And he built one of the greatest monoliths in the world, the positive of power thinking. It's not the power of sabotage and how I lost. It's the power of positive thinking. If you can begin to resonate on that and believe in that and realize that, it's the power of your thought, which you need to harness, you need to get a rein on, you need to get this underway and realize and identify how this person has sabotaged you, how they continue to sabotage you, how you have reacted with defense mechanisms of self-sabotaging ways, mindsets, behaviors, and attitudes, how they have destroyed much of your life, and now having the courage to give up your self-sabotaging ways, identifying what they are and giving them up right now. It can be little by little, day by day, and identifying what your self-sabotaging ways are and eliminating them one by one. Do I drink too much? Do I eat too much? Do I eat too much crap? Do I think too much crap? Do I buy too much crap? Dun, 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 dun. Do you see the pattern here and how it will sabotage you and not bring you what you're ultimately looking for? Is there no one out there showing you how to actually find and have you exist and support you in what you're looking for? Does this pattern sound familiar? If you have not found someone who supports you in what you're after, you're still on the old template of the covert narcissist and waiting for another covert narcissist to fill the spot. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.